Welcome to a new episode of Ain't Got Time to Read, the place where I read a story, give you a breakdown of the plot and simply save you time. Now before we continue, here is your spoiler alert. If you have not read the story I'm about to discuss and you do plan to read it, then you may want to avoid this video or watch it at a later date. So that being said, let's dig into the plot of today's story. Today's story is a short one, but nevertheless it introduces one of Judge Dredd's most iconic villains. The story of Judge Death begins with a criminal named Tiny the Tap evading the law. Believing that he is getting away, Judge Death emerges from the shadows. Tiny the Tap realises that from Judge Death's appearance, that he is not a normal judge. Judge Death places his hand inside Tiny the Tap's chest and kills him. Sometime later, the judges find Tiny the Tap's body. They find no signs of murder but find what appears to be skin under Tiny the Tap's nails. The tech judges run tests and find that the skin cells have been dead for centuries. Hearing the sounds of a nightclub called the Rabbit Hutch, Judge Death enters and approaches the B-button jockey and again places his hand inside the man's chest and squeezes his heart, causing the man to die. He then begins to massacre everybody at the Rabbit Hutch. The judges are told about the commotion and arrive to find Judge Death stood over a room full of corpses. Judge Ross hastily approaches Judge Death and is quickly killed. Judge Dredd and the other judges open fire, but Judge Death just gets back up off the floor unhurt. Judge Dredd continues shooting at Judge Death as he attacks the judges. As normal bullets aren't working, Judge Dredd switches to incendiary shots and sets Judge Death on fire. The charred remains of Judge Death remain motionless, and then a spiritual essence that the judges can hear and see leaves Judge Death's body and tells Judge Dredd and the other judges that they have only postponed Judge Death's attempt at judging the whole city. Judge Death's remains are taken to Psi Division, and Judge Dredd meets Judge Cassandra Anderson for the first time. She is a Psi-Judge that has psychic abilities. She touches Judge Death's corpse and is telepathically used as a conduit for Judge Death to communicate with the judges. He tells them that he has travelled from his dimension to punish the guilty. When Judge Dredd asks what crime they have committed, Judge Death tells them that all crimes are committed by the living, and that life itself is a crime, therefore the sentence is death. He also explains that the dimension that he has come from has been completely judged. When Judge Anderson goes home, the spectral form of Judge Death attacks Judge Anderson and possesses her. Judge Death forces Judge Anderson to steal his body from Psi Division. She tries her best to fight him mentally, but fails, and she attacks anybody that attempts to stop her. She steals a H-Wagon and manages to temporarily gain control and crashes the H-Wagon. Her attempt fails and Judge Death still has control of her. At the Hall of Justice, other Psi-Judges are trying to contact Judge Anderson, but only receive a one-word message from her saying boing. They relay the message to Judge Dredd, who understands that she is talking about the spray called boing that encases people in a giant ball. They get a final location for Judge Anderson, and at the low-rise Canapt building, Judge Dredd enters the room that Judge Anderson is in and has the room tightly sealed. Judge Death is having dead fluids put into his corpse, but Judge Dredd fires at the corpse and destroys it. Judge Death's spectral form attempts to escape but cannot get out as the room is sealed. In a last attempt at escape, he takes over Judge Anderson's body again and attacks Judge Dredd. Dredd sprays Judge Anderson with boing, which encases her and traps Judge Death inside her. Using special boing tools, the boing ball is transformed and placed into the Hall of Heroes. Thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you with the next video.